Hello, gang. Geezer here. This is Wednesday, and I realized this morning I don't have nothing ready to go up for Friday at 0600. So I said, well, I better get busy. Like I ain't been busy all week, but so I thought I'd go around and show you what's been going on this week. In a couple of days, the weather was my enemy, rainy and cold, and I don't do well in either one, so I just stayed in the house and did some chores in there and took care of some things. But I did get some stuff done and accomplished around here, and I'll try and show you here in a little bit. But first I wanted to show you, this is the third bay of the firewood for the boiler, and it's about all gone. So I continue with my normal 1 bay of winter I use about 1 bay of winter. This bay has one facing more than the other bay, and so I used one facing more than normal. And really, I think the reason was because when I came home from my back surgery, when I didn't feel well, I kept the house pretty warm. You know, I wasn't going to sit there in the cold and shiver. So I put it up, on some days I had it up to 78. I didn't care. Whatever kept me warm, that's where it was going. So I don't mind using the wood. I enjoy getting it in the summer. So we're about done here. I think maybe another week or two I'll be able to cut the boiler off completely. I'm getting 24 hours out of a load to burn now. So when I load it up in the afternoon about 2 o'clock, sometimes 1:30 now, and it lasts till I come back out the next day. So yeah, that's good. So we'll get this bay filled back up this summer, and we're going to work on my scrub bin too. I mean, the scrub bin's getting pretty low. I didn't fill it completely last year. Now, let's move you over here and take a look. But it's getting pretty low too. There's only one full facing behind that little half one there in the front. So we'll get it filled up this summer. Maybe. I got some special stuff laying out back. I'll show you in a few minutes. That's going to go in the scrub bin here. Now I'm going to show you some of the other stuff I've been doing. Alright, there's my Viking gas stove I'm working on it. I think I got it ready to go in the house now. As soon as it gets dry enough, I can put it up to the back old red and put the back old red up to the front porch. But the only thing wrong with it that I can tell, I had a propane bottle hooked up to it and had it running, so everything worked except one burner in the oven don't work. And I'll just wait and work on that next winter when I got to stay in the house. So this week I needed let me see if I can show you here. There it is. I needed a 13-inch gas line right there. And I went into the local village, and they have a plumbing and electrical store in there. And I told them what I needed, and of course, they don't have no 13-inch nipples. So he cut a piece out of a full length of pipe and threaded it for me for $2.25, which at today's prices I thought was a bargain. So, I mean, it wasn't the best cutting job and threading job, but it works. That's all I care about. So when I got the back end here, let's see, right there. Got the adapter on the elbow for the gas pipe. So we're getting that all set up. And I'll be taking as much stuff off the stove when I move it to the house as we can, because it is super heavy. I think my neighbor will help me, but we'll just see how it goes. But it's really heavy. It took 3 of us to get it loaded up on the trailer to bring it home, or the truck. And, the guy that sold it and me and the neighbor. So, but at any rate, one way or the other, I'll get it in there. I got a new gas line in the house, ran for it, and I'll show you where I got the bottles for that. All right, and right here by the front, I got some kind of sinkhole developing. I don't know, it's quite a big area starting to sink in here. Me and the neighbor was looking down in there, and it looks like there's some stones and bricks and stuff stacked up down in there, so it might have been an old well or an old cistern or something. I don't know where it is, but I got another neighbor that's going to work on that dirt around the side of the woodshed for me. He said while he's doing that, he'll scoop out a couple of scoops here with his skid steer and see what's going on down there and push all the dirt down in there low, and then we'll take some of that from beside the woodshed and dump in there if we need to. So we'll see what happens with that. Now along here, my banana plants were coming up, so I pulled all the motes off and let them go, and then we had a couple of nights of freezing weather and it kind of killed them again. But I think they'll come back just fine. As soon as we get a few warm sunny days, they'll be there. And then in the 3 fire ringy things there, I got some elephant ears stashed under the house. As soon as I'm pretty sure they ain't going to freeze real bad anymore, I'll put them out and get them started. All right, right here, right there is where I'm setting up the gas bottles for the stove when I get it up in the kitchen. And this yellow line runs all the way back up into the kitchen to the stove. And then right next to it on the left, over there, that's the bottles, and just to the left of it is the gas propane water heater I use for hot water in the summer when I turn the boiler off. The boiler heats all my hot water in the winter, and then in the summer I use that tankless propane. And so far, I average one 40-pound bottle a year for the water heater, and I use all the hot water I want, and the shower's at the far end of the house from the water heater, so we have to pump quite a bit to get the shower hot. And I don't expect the stove to use any more than 40 pounds because I don't use the stove much. I got another oven that I use, so I use the stove a little bit in the winter, but not very often. I use my countertop deep fryer in the winter, so we'll just have to see how it goes. But I've got everything hooked up now, I think, and ready to go. Just have to leak check it all. But I'll get the stove up there and get it hooked up, and then we can leak check everything. So that's where we're at there. All right. Here's another project. Not too far from here, there's an old house being torn down, and it had a bunch of old solid wood furniture and stuff in it. And they was just going to put it in the dumpster and take it to the landfill. And they said, if you want it, you can have it. So I said, yeah, why not? So I took it, and most of it ain't no good. So I'm just going to cut it up and use it for scrub wood in my boiler, like them chairs and things. And some of the bigger pieces off some of the dressers and things like that, I'll cut them off and put them in my wood stash. But yeah, that stuff will all burn. It's old wood. There's one piece in there that's that particle board, so I just put it on the pile out here and burn it up when we burn that stuff up here by the wood yard. But it's all solid wood, so it'll burn in the boiler just fine. We'll cut it up and put it in the scrub bin. So we got this trailer full, and then they saved me all the molding and stuff, but it's got a bunch of nails in it, so I'll have to pull them nails out, I reckon. And also, there was this fuel oil tank there too they didn't want. It was going to go to the landfill or whatever. So it's mine now. And it's got a little fuel oil left in it, so I'll use it for starting fires over the next year or two till we use up however much is in there. It ain't much, I'm sure, because me and my neighbor by ourselves got it up in that trailer. So I just got to figure out now how to get it out of the trailer and stand it up somewhere so I can use the fuel oil out of it, because it's pretty heavy and awkward. And the drain pipe is right there. You can see it on the upper part there. And yeah, I'll show you what. There's the drain pipe. And it's got midget legs, so maybe I can put something onto the legs, a big piece of wood or something, so I can just drop it out of the trailer without smashing and breaking this off. Because if I can make these legs big enough, then I'll just hook the top to a tree and ease on out. It'll come out. Then also the last little bit more scrub wood that come out of that old house. So it's like them side panels and stuff on the dresser. I'll just cut them off, I think, and save them in my wood stash. Same with them frame things from the beds and stuff. That's solid wood. I'll just save a lot of that in my wood stash. And I had some T-posts there that I didn't want laying around, so I got me a handful of them. Never have enough T-posts around here. And I didn't use all the logs I gathered last year, which I found was pretty interesting since I had so many procedures and hospital stays and junk done. But so I got a good start on the logs for this year. And then I got to work on that blowdown I showed you before. Got to get that cut up and get it hauled up here. So there's plenty to do. And I've been doing it. Been doing a lot of little things. And I'm about... Let me see. I'm about 12 weeks out from my back surgery. Yeah. And my back surgery was an L2 to L5 fusion. So that means they took out 3 discs and fused the 4 vertebrae together about 12 weeks ago. They did it 2 days after Christmas, December 27th. And I'm feeling pretty darn good. I have a little achy pain in the lower right cell, but it ain't nothing. And when I'm done for the day, when I go in and sit down, it goes away and it don't hurt at all. It don't hurt to sleep. So, and, in fact, I haven't even. It's been almost 10 days now since I even took any ibuprofen. So I'm good to go. I see the spine surgeon again May the 9th, I think it is. The neighbor's going to give me a ride. And after that, we're going to go over to Jungle Jim's original store over in Fairfield. It's a little different and a little bigger than the one we go to in Eastgate, but it's a lot longer drive. But we're going to be more than halfway there. At the spine surgeons. My appointment with the spine surgeons is at 8 o'clock, and we get there about 7:45. And most of the time, we're on the way home before my appointment time because they don't fool around there. They get you in, get you out, and I get there before 7:45 this time because I got to get an X-ray. Wants to get an X-ray, make sure everything's going fine. But even with that, we'll be done at 8. He don't fool around. He comes in, looks at the X-ray, shows it to you, asks you got any questions, answers your questions, down the road. So we, to get to his office, it's about halfway around Cincinnati, and Jungle Jim's is on the other side of Cincinnati. So we're about halfway around to get there. So and it's they got an addition I haven't been in since they built the addition on and some other stuff. So it'll be an interesting trip. And I got to make room in the freezer between now and then because, I'm going to buy some food and groceries while I'm there. So at any rate, that's where we're at. We got the pile of scrub out here about ready to burn up. I still got to get out here with my baby plow. And I got just a little bit more over there to pull out to this pile. And then I get my neighbor over here with his flamethrower and we'll light it up, make a movie. I don't know what we'll call it, like, sorry we burnt the woods down or whatever, My luck, that's the way to go. And we're going to, my 25-gallon sprayer is empty now, so we're going to put it in the back of the mule and have it full of water just in case something gets away from us. But we're thinking if we come light this up shortly after decent rain, everything will be damp enough it ain't going to spread and we'll be all right. So that's where we're at. And ramp season's in full effect now. Ramps are coming up everywhere. So you know that. So ramps is the best part of living here. So what's that? What'd you say? Yes, Friday, 0600. Be there or be square. See ya.